Howdy. Ho, everybody. Welcome back. What is this, episode 6?
I think it's 5.
Yeah, I
5?
don't think we're
Okay.
at 6 yet.
Okay, well,
Yeah, we're
welcome
at
back.
episode 5.
That
Well,
was
let's
scary,
see, I have
Mark.
Anchor set up right now. 1, 2, 3. Yep, this is 5. Welcome to episode 5.
You kind of scared me.
How so? We're getting too close, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
To 52 weeks of season 1.
Season 1.
Yeah, we're doing this the rest of our lives till we're 90.
Nah,
Why am I dying at 90?
Because
Yeah,
you're
why
going to be...
90?
I thought I was
You're
living to
right.
120.
Yeah, you're right. After achieving all these goals, you will.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome back.
Fancy medicine.
We're gonna switch things up. JP, how are you, first of all?
Well, usually
I
you
don't
ask
like
Josiah
this.
first.
I don't like this in podcast.
Usually you ask Josiah how he's doing first, but I'm doing great, especially since you asked me first. So
Oh, great.
I'm doing awesome.
Well, you will. Josiah, how are you?
Well, I was doing good. Then you didn't ask me.
I did.
Yes, JP. So I'm doing okay-ish now.
Oh, that's good. It's better than
Well,
We can,
below
we
not.
can deal with it, Josiah being okay.
Yeah, we can deal with it. We can carry the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Um,
take a nap.
So that was quick, I guess. So this episode, this is kind of a self something. Basically, we're gonna do our usual goal thing where we're like, how are you on your goals, blah 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 blah. Then we're gonna dive into one of our goals separately, and we're going to this past week we kind of went deep into it, like the specifics of that goal, so we kind of understand exactly what we want. So yeah, that's what we got planned. Anything else I'd like to add before we dive in?
I think we just go
Maybe
straight
we'll
into
do
it.
2 goals. You never know.
Oh, maybe
never
we
know.
do too.
Feeling it.
That's very true.
All right.
Anyone?
So
No,
how
no,
have you
no.
guys been doing?
I've been doing splendid, except for
Wow.
okay, 2 things.
Uh-oh.
These are like just going over the main goals. So, 2 things that I have been slacking on is I have been slacking on reading a bit, just
Mhm.
because I've been doing other things before I go to bed and just like haven't had the motivation to read. And the chapter on the book that I'm reading is like the book I'm reading is 12 Hours to Life by Jordan Peterson, and Jordan Peterson talks like he writes.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on these tangents and explains things, but when he writes, he can really explain them and just go on these tangents that kind of lose me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know if I'm enjoying the chapter that I'm reading so much. So
Maybe
I've been
just skip
slacking
the
on reading.
Because maybe
I don't want to skip it though.
Yeah, that's fair. Because
I
I'd be
don't know.
skipping some parts of my book, just because it's
Fair
kind of like
enough.
I lose interest in it, and then I'm like, all right, I'd gain more if I just start the next, not chapter,
Mhm.
but section. So
That's
So-
a good idea.
I've been slipping on that a bit, and another thing that I haven't been sticking to too well is the physical fitness, because I didn't go to the gym twice last week. I only went once.
uh-oh.
Because I was planning to go on Thursday, and then me and Mark had this awesome experience at the Porsche thing that we
did.
went to that we can talk about it if we want. But that was just kind of an excuse for me not to go to the gym, so I slept up there.
Understandable. Happens.
It happens, yes, but I have plans to go to the gym twice this week, so I'm keeping to it.
Cool. Maybe go a third time to make up for last week.
True.
Maybe a
Good.
4th.
Maybe a
Get
fifth.
ahead.
Maybe just go
Mhm.
every day.
Maybe go every day, JP.
Certified gym freak 7 days a week. JP is my
That is
My
something
motto.
I could be, correct?
You
Yep.
and Cardi B, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Mark? What's been going on?
Okay, let's see. I've been doing good. I'm also struggling with my book. Well, yeah, I'm struggling. I think the biggest thing for me is like I'll read at night every night, but it won't be
Yeah.
for as long as I want. And another thing
Uh-huh.
is I spend a lot of my time still. I don't know how to fix this. I'm spending less time like procrastinating on my phone when I should be doing schoolwork, but I'm still spending a lot of time, more than I obviously should, doing that. So if I can procrastinate by reading instead of procrastinate by being on my phone, that would
Yeah.
obviously be a good thing. So
It's
that's
productive
kind of
procrastination.
exactly. That's kind
Yeah,
of something that
what
I
Like when
I-
you
need
start
to.
cleaning your room,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like you got an
Yeah,
essay you gotta do,
yeah.
and you just start like cleaning stuff.
Yeah,
you're like,
whenever
oh,
you
we
get
have
in one of
something
those
to do.
moods where like you just completed something and then you just keep completing things, it's great.
Yeah.
But I haven't been one of those moods in a while, I feel like, so it's kind of
Mhm.
tragic.
Yeah.
No, I found myself doing that the other day though. What you were talking about, like being on your phone, like I deleted Twitter, right? And like that cut off a lot of time that I was on there. But now I just like am just like I wake up and the first thing I do is like look through my YouTube recommended videos
Yeah, I do the
instead of
same
like,
thing.
You're just
Yeah.
like finding new
you know what I
things.
mean? Yeah, and like I just spend a whole lot of time on that when I could just like get out of bed and like do things and like get straight
Yeah.
on my computer and start with my schoolwork so I could do other things throughout the day. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's kind of expected though. Like I saw that coming, but I didn't think it'd be
Yeah.
like the way it was. If that makes
Yeah, I
sense.
think you should gotta set like time limits on your phone because
Yeah.
that's the most effective thing for me that I've done.
Interesting.
But yeah.
I said something in the group chat. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it would work. Is only charge your phone like once a day. So charge
It
it
wouldn't work for
overnight.
me.
It wouldn't work. Okay, well,
Nah, my
It
I'm
would
phone.
thinking
work
like
for me because my phone's battery is like I literally have never. I don't remember the
yeah,
last
I
time my
know
phone died.
that's the problem. Is like phone batteries last too long now. But like
Yeah.
only
My phone
charge
battery
it
would
once
not
a day.
last long enough. Like it would last like maybe an hour or two.
What type of iPhone do you have?
Me,
Yeah.
a 7.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, my 6, like its battery got shot when
Yeah.
like at the very end of
It
when
was
I
just
stopped
old,
using it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
which like
it's
I
kind
don't
of
necessarily
crazy.
have a problem with, but like it's old.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Apple builds them, and that's how they set your settings to where they the factory setting was like keep your battery life, but slow down your CPU, or
Mhm.
like you have a trade-off. So like the factory setting is like that they slow down your CPU, and like so people were talking about like your phone gets a whole lot slower right as the new iPhone releases. It's like
Yeah.
because they choose battery life over that, but then also you can choose to have your CPU fast and then it messes with your battery life. So it's kind of not the best design. It's kind of
Mhm.
sketchy.
Yeah. Oh well.
Lots
Because
of confusing concepts, JP.
It is what it is, man.
yeah, I don't know.
Continuing though. Um, gym every day or running. Yeah. We've
Mhm.
been doing that.
Where do you run?
My basement. I have a treadmill. Or the park.
Oh,
Do you have,
I thought
like-
you were going outside.
I mean, I go to the park sometimes. It depends.
Gotcha.
Mark,
Yeah.
do you have like a goal weight that you want to get to?
I don't, but basically, we'll talk about that because that's my goal that I'm.
Okay, I was just wondering because I know you're saying like you're working out
Yeah.
every day. Because like I
I-
like at the beginning of the year I set a goal
Yeah.
weight
I probably should.
before even the podcast.
Yeah, I probably should, and I will, but I don't know exactly what I want it to be yet. So, but
Yeah.
we'll dive into that later. Part-time job. It's just really today was like the weirdest day with that because I was supposed to go into DSW to do some
Mhm.
of my paperwork, but I didn't have the right documentation, and my mom's in Florida, and that's where it is, so I can't get it. And then I was about to go in because I could get it from one of my old employers, but then I got an email back from Target, and I'm gonna work at Target most likely because they pay 15 an hour rather than 9. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I called her and I was like, okay, I might be able to get the paperwork I need. And then I called her later and I was like, okay, Target called. She was like, so you want me to take you off like the schedule? I was like, probably. It's probably in both of our best interests that you do that. She was like, okay, bye. Like it was so passive aggressive. She's like, okay, have a great day, bye. But
I mean, yeah. Why waste?
Yeah,
why
I didn't-
waste any more of your
yeah.
time with her? You know.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
Time is
makes
money.
sense.
exactly. So yeah, that's in progress.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's cool. What would you be
So-
doing at Target?
Cashier, which I
Gotcha.
don't want to do at all, but 15 an hour, I'll do it.
Yeah, for real.
It's-
I
money.
do a lot of things for $15 an hour.
So as far as my spiritual goals, it's weird because I haven't been reading the Bible, but I have been praying like multiple times a day, and it's like so I pray at night every day or every night. And then whenever I'm like not motivated, I pray and it gives me like a burst of energy. So I don't know why.
Mhm.
Maybe it's because of the living room, like the small group we're in, JP. I
Yeah.
think Julian is a big part of that because he's very like he kind of showed that.
Encourage right off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. Shout out to him. I'm sure he's gonna listen at some point because I'm gonna probably talk to him about the pod,
Yeah.
because he would absolutely love it. So
Very
Well,
cool.
everyone absolutely loves our podcast.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like the whole 9 people that listen to it absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we have 9 people, by the way. I don't know who they are. I know my dad is one. Hi, Dad. What's up?
Hey, Mark.
Shout out if you're listening.
Yeah, shout out. Let us know. So yeah, that's kind of that. My schedule.
That's sweet.
So it could be better because it's just weird with school right now. When I go in,
Yeah.
some days I don't go in the other days.
Same with me.
So
Because I only have class on Mondays.
Yeah.
And then, you know, certain days I wake up earlier and some days I sleep in. It's just
yeah, it's
Just how it be.
really
how it be.
weird. But
really do
yeah,
be like that.
Josiah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, let's see. We'll just start at the top of my list. Reading a book a month. I'm doing pretty good at that. I didn't finish the Screw Tape Letters because I had to start reading The Help, but I think I'm like 270 pages into The Help.
Cool.
So I'm like halfway through it. Yeah,
That's good.
I'm staying pretty good on the reading. Getting a job. I'm not going to get a job locally this semester. So I'm going to go back and work. Like, I'm coming back this weekend. And I think the weekend after that, just to
Cool.
work.
Let me know if you're available.
I'll see you guys. Like, yeah, I'll be available like before work and after work. And all that.
Nice.
Can't wait to see Josiah.
yeah.
Man.
So I kind of like completed that goal. So I'll have to think of a new one next week, and then I'm gonna come back to that one at the end because it's probably what I'll talk about later. Physical fitness.
He's always on the grind.
Yeah, I've put on I think 21 pounds this semester.
Bro.
And so, like, I'm kind of like at that point where it's like I don't want to gain any more weight. Like, I'm 165 pounds now. Like,
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm kind of like, I'm gonna have to probably start like not eating at like 2 a.m. every single day, and like.
Is it good weight or is it like?
Yeah, it's good weight, but
Okay.
like I don't want to be like a big mass guy. I kind of want to like slim down a little and get like shredded. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because like I do look good. Like I was at the gym the other day and I was like, wow, I'm really feeling myself right now. But yeah,
It's amazing.
but also for like physical wellness, I guess it's been really hard to wake up in the mornings. Honestly,
Yeah.
like if I have nothing to do that day, it's just like, yeah, I don't want to wake up right now. Just like sleep in. So I've been waking up around 9 instead of trying to wake up at 8.
It's probably better.
Because like I have nothing to do that day. Why not sleep in? Yeah, that kind of thing. I've been doing pretty much all of my schoolwork on time, which is great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've been liking being on top of, just because it takes all that added stress of like.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's just one less thing to stress about if you're just on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like every week I'm kind of like, oh, this is all I have left to do because it's like I'm not behind. So
Yeah.
which is great. With like a group of friends kind of thing that I was talking about
Oh, yeah.
before, like I have Alpha Eta Rho. So
How's that going?
What's your fraternity name? What's your
Alpha Eta Rho.
Gotcha.
It was an aviation fraternity. I think it's called Alpha Eta Rho because it spells air in Greek letters.
Very
That makes
cool.
sense.
Yeah, I know, very cool. But yeah, so yeah, I'll probably have to come up with a couple new goals for next week. But
Cool.
yeah, and then the other one, which is the purity one, I mean, I'm doing pretty good, but I could definitely do better. I'll talk about that one later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily in like a purity friendly environment
Yeah.
where I'm at. So
I know what you mean.
yeah, I'll get into more depth in that when we talk about them individually. But yeah,
Cool.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm definitely doing a lot better than I was at the beginning of the year. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
know
great to hear,
transitioning to
man.
college has been hard. Like I know Josiah, one of the people that was in this group chat that me and you were both in from our friend group back at and the kid the friends we had back in high school. One person said they were having a hard time moving in. Like I know like the transition for a lot of people to college is like so hard just because either they can't get in a routine or they just like don't have people around them.
Mm-hmm.
Like me
well, the other
and my
thing is like when you went to college, like you still have like Mark, you have Parker.
yeah, I know. That's
Like,
what
I
I've been
didn't know
talking to people.
anyone, so it's
Mhm.
like I meet people, and like the people I meet might not necessarily be like the best people.
Well, that's the problem. Is a lot of
Or
people
like
aren't like the best people. You know.
so, but like the people that I'm meeting now are like they're better people. They're not. I mean, they're not like the best, but they're definitely better people. I enjoy being around them.
Maybe you if you like, obviously it's probably harder in a group, but if you're talking to them individually, kind of like maybe you find a connection with the personal growth aspect, because I'm sure, I mean, everyone wants to grow.
Yeah.
It's just at
Oh,
different
everyone wants to
rates.
grow. Yeah, and I think that's something that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, I love personal growth, but it's more just like the religious side
Yeah.
of things. There are very few religious people.
I know with my old friend group, it was kind of like in a group, like an old friend group in high school. In a group, it was like I mean, it's with everyone. You're such a different person when you're in a group, and then when you sit in you're in a car ride going somewhere with someone, it's like you really connect with them, and you feel a personal connection.
100% though.
That was, I mean, I just think getting those one-on-one interactions with those people, I think you'll be able to find a common ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh well, like yeah, I enjoy them. There's like common grounds. It's more just that one aspect of like the purity side.
Yeah.
Which we can get into. I'll share about that.
Well, that's kind of like a good segue into like what I wanted to bring up more in depth of like things that I've taken away from we're trying to create goals and improve. And one of the goals, one of my short-term, I guess, kind of long-term goals that I chose, it wasn't too specific, which is why I'm going to make it more specific, is just maintaining relationships with like friends and making new friends. And I think the biggest thing I learned throughout my childhood from my experiences. So, quick backstory: my family went through like a rough spots where we lost our home, and we didn't have a whole lot of money. So, what really fueled us and what really got us through that tough time was the people and the friends that my mom had and the family that my mom had. And I mean, I lived in a 7,000 square foot home, and to compare, I live in like a 3,000 square foot home now.
Yeah.
So like we've literally halved the house.
Yeah.
But we had to like pack up all of our stuff really fast, and it seemed like an impossible task just to like a house that huge, and like my mom on her own, like how am I going to get this through? And the only thing that got us through was the relationships that we had and the family stepping up and the great friends that we had. And I think that's the biggest takeaway I had, is that I want to be that kind of person to where like you can call me and be like, hey, I need a ride somewhere, or hey, I need you to come pick me up, or hey, can I borrow your car because it's big? I need you to help me carry stuff out of my house. I think that's something that I've always wanted to give back to people, because I look back and I see a lot of people that have influenced me, but some of the people that have influenced me the most is just people lending a helping hand or reaching out, like people who would take me to baseball practice when my mom couldn't, you know? Just I want to be the type of person that you can call when you need something, because that was done for me. And I feel like that's the main way that you can, you know, create happiness in your life, is having those type of people around you that make you want to be better. I don't know. That was the main crux of why I created that goal, is because I wanted to focus more on being a type of person that other people would want to rely on, and in turn making myself a better person.
Yeah. One thing, so I'm assuming we're transitioning into the specific goals, but one thing about that is I think it was probably early junior year in Inside Out. Reed said one thing that stuck with me, and it was like, what would your funeral look like right now? Like, who would be there? That kind of thing. I know it's kind of dark to think about, but like, it's good to think about, you know, like who's the closest people you have, who are the closest people you have, and who, I don't know. I just think looking at things like that and seeing that, like, what would people say about you? That was what it was. So I don't know. That's my input of what you just said. Feel free to interpret that however.
I don't know. It's something that has like been so clear with me. Is another like example from my life is like the friends that we had in high school. Me and Josiah had a lot of the friends, and even Mark, you were friends with a lot of the guys that I was friends with in high school. In that
specifically the guys,
that church, that church small group that you were part of, and I was friends with all of them. And my experience like throughout high school would have been very, very different. I feel if I didn't have a group of people that I could constantly rely on,
Yeah.
that were constantly asking me how my day went.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's the type of relationships that like aren't gonna ever go away. Like
Yeah,
especially like with
absolutely.
people like you two, like the type of relationships to where like they just are life changing. You know,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah, they're
completely
gonna stick with you
changed
forever.
completely changed the way I look at my relationship with Christ, and it completely changed the way that I look at friendships in general.
Yeah.
And segueing from that, I wanted to make it my main goal, but it was kind of vague. Like I think my goal was reach out more,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good start. But you know, like just reaching out more is very vague. Like how am I going to get it
Yeah,
done?
exactly.
So my plan has been saying saying yes as much as possible when people ask me to go hang out with them, because
Mhm.
like I'm the type of person that like I come off as mean, but if I don't want to hang out with you, or I'll be like, no, I'm not going to go hang out with you if you ask. And
But
I
it's
want to
also a
stop.
good trait to have. Like,
Yeah, being able to say no.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
used to, yeah, like I want to do what I want to do a lot of the times, but a lot
Mhm.
of the times that can also come off as selfish if someone like, you know, needs someone.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
feel like I can be a good judge of that, and just saying more yes, like every single time someone asks to hang out, you
Yeah.
know, saying yes more would be good, just to
Yeah.
grow that relationship. Also being there for someone when they ask, just so they know they
Yeah.
can ask again.
I can teach you on that one, JP.
I can help you
Yeah.
out because I'm, somewhat up there, if that makes sense.
I
Especially
say
with,
yes, probably too much.
You say yes to
yeah, you say yes
Josiah
to
always
everything.
be on
Yeah.
the move, bruh.
Always, never home.
Swear.
Also, another thing I was thinking about is like just like whenever I think about a memory, like I created a playlist on Spotify called High School Memories and Memes. It's really
I
great.
love that playlist.
I enjoy it so much just because like every single time I hear like a goofy song on the radio or like in a YouTube video and it's one of the songs on the playlist, it takes me back to like a specific memory with like a person in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And just like whenever I think about, you know, like something funny that happened, like reach out to that person, be like, yo, I was thinking about this, like that was hilarious, like how are you doing? Just like keeping in touch, because
Yeah.
the last thing I want to do is like go off to like college and then come back, you know, like over Christmas break and like things be awkward, or like I don't know,
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
the
Absolutely,
relationship
yeah.
that I once had with certain people not be there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very true.
checking
Very
in
true.
whenever I think about someone and making sure that they're doing good is important.
Yeah.
And
Do you have
actually making
anyone specific that you're gonna try and reach out to over the next week? Because I
no,
think it's just important to have like a
I don't think it's specific people, because I don't want to like make it forceful.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like I'm not the type of person who's just like, oh, like let me think of like something fake to say in a text message to like check up on this person.
JP,
But
you're not
like
the
if
kind of guy
if
that
I
like. Go ahead.
no you say, I'm
I-
intrigued about what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say, not the kind of guy that says, "Hey man, we don't talk that much. I want to know more about you. What's your favorite color?" That's not you?
Yeah, I don't think me knowing people's favorite colors is gonna like really help me or them.
I hate
so.
those people, man. I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah,
like, it's so.
there's a
cringe.
funny Kanye lyric that's like, what does he say? He's like, I hate when someone says, "Hey man, hope you good," and like the next day they hit your phone asking you for something.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
checked in like once in 10 years, and then like
Yeah.
the next week they're like,
And they want
"Hey,
something
like, can
from
you
you.
do this?" Yeah.
But I kind of want
Obviously,
that.
I'm not famous.
I want that feeling
What?
of people like, maybe in 10 years or 15, 20 years, they see me like successful and they're like, "Hey man, hope you're doing good." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. That's so sweet of you." And then the next week they're like, "So I'm struggling." I'm like, "Shut up." You know, if they didn't like support me, if they didn't
You
support
wanna
me
be
back
mean, Mark?
yeah, I
You
do.
just
I
wanna
want to be
kill
mean,
people?
bro.
You just want to be successful just so
no,
you
I'm
can
just
be
kidding. I'm
mean to
just
all the
kidding.
people
No,
that
no,
were
no,
mean
no.
to you.
No, but I like, I'm not gonna give someone anything if they were like
You sound like you're the
not
villain
supportive.
now.
I'm a villain.
Yeah.
So what? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just playing.
He's just playing.
I'm
He's
just playing, guys. Dude, I'm just playing.
He's
Come
just
on, man.
joshing around.
But like,
Yeah.
if you support me, I support you. You know.
Yeah.
If you don't
For
support
sure.
me, then well, think about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I was thinking about with like saying yes to hang out with more people is like a lot of the times that I didn't want to do things was like I would go, I'd be like, oh, I guess I'll go just because like I feel like I have to go to this thing,
Uh huh.
and then like that would be like a really fun time, and I'd be like, I'm glad I went, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it was like the Sundays at church where like I had a long week and I didn't want to go to like hang out with my small group to where like I would have a fun time and like have an interaction with like a certain person, like those one-on-one interactions that you're talking about that you don't get often, Mark. Like I would be like, oh, I don't want to go to church, and like no one's showing up, and then like 3 kids would show up in my group, and like we just have like the best time just talking,
Yeah.
and like
Just
that's
vibing,
kind of
bro.
yeah, and like you can't get that as much if you're not going to hang out with people, you know.
Yeah. I get the most like one-on-one interactions with someone I get is definitely Jonathan. Shout out Jonathan if you're listening.
Shout out Jonathan.
Love Jonathan. Great guy.
Mhm.
But like if there's anyone that I get the most of those like kind of deep talks with, it's him. So
Yeah.
cuz sometimes I'm like, "Jonathan, you want to hang out?" And he's like, "Sure." And then we just go drive and just talk.
Yeah.
And I feel like
True,
that's
true.
always a good time, no matter who it's with.
Yeah, driving's a good pastime.
Especially with some good music.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Some Juice WRLD in there. Ooh.
Juice WRLD.
Maybe getting your feels a little bit.
Yeah. JP, anything else you want to add about yours?
No, that was just like my one main one, because
Okay.
like that's been really kind of like something that's like hit home with me lately. It's just like making sure that I don't become distant with people, because I feel like
Yeah.
if there's one important thing that people like, I've heard so many people give advice, but the one thing that has like always stuck with me is being the type of person that like you want to be friends with,
Absolutely.
and like keeping close friends around that are good to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
Mhm.
Great stuff.
What you guys
great
got?
stuff. I'll go since we're kind of going in order as in order with the.
In order of what?
You know how
Let's be
we did
last.
JP, me, then you for the goals, like catching up on
No.
them. Oh, you don't? Okay, never mind. I'll go. So mine is my physical goals. So initially, my physical goals, I had like, would go to the gym every day, or maybe run every day, or do something every day. But that was kind of like, that didn't really mean anything other than just like
It's very vague.
very vague. So I went in depth. I decided what exactly in the next like couple months I want my body to look like. And basically my goal for I don't know how long, but however long, is to slim down because I got a belly. I got some body fat on me. Gotta get rid of that. I gotta get rid of that before I build muscle.
But you can build muscle under it.
Well, I know, but I'd rather focus on
Hidden
slimming down.
guns. Concealed carry.
I'd rather slim down and then bulk up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
100%.
basically,
Oh no.
I came up with, or I decided, just how you mentioned low carb diet last week. I hadn't looked into that. I did.
High
in
fat,
the
low
meantime,
carb, teaches your
yep.
body to burn fat.
So
Oh, keto.
keto, yes sir.
Yeah.
So basically, I kind of set my like some foods that I'm gonna have, or try to eat like every day, and like replacing other things. Like I used to have like 2 sandwiches a day.
Yeah.
That's not good, right? So
Yeah.
instead, I'm just gonna have pretty much like a piece of meat or just tuna for lunch.
Just protein, bro.
That's something our friend Steven was doing. Steven was
Sanford?
Yeah, he was trying to
Keto?
he was trying to lose weight before he gained weight, I think is what he was saying, and like
Yeah.
legit the man was just like going on a run every day and just like eating straight tuna out of a can,
Yeah.
and like he lost so much weight, and
Yep.
he was like he was popping off, dude. He still is popping off.
He
by
is
the way.
popping off. He's
He's
another.
good.
He's a person. Like I feel like he's doing the
How
same
much
thing
weight
as
has he
us.
lost?
I don't know. You have to ask him, but he's doing awesome. Because he's like I want to start hitting the gym in a second, but like he had a specific weight that he wanted to get at before he did that.
That's kind of where
Yeah.
I am. Just
Yeah.
lose weight and then bulk up. So diet is low carbs, high fat. Breakfast used to have cereal every day. Now I'm gonna try to just do like a smoothie every day with full fat yogurt.
You cannot imagine how many carbs are in cereal, bro.
Oh, so much.
And how little protein. It's insane.
Well, I would have healthy cereal. I'd have Special K.
Well, even with healthy cereal, there's like 1 or 2 grams of protein in it.
Yeah. So yes.
I was eating
cereal.
Chex Mix the other day, and like Chex Mix is just like the worst version of cereal, and I was like, I looked at every single thing and I was like, this is just all different types of grains. Like it's literally just like 5 different types of grains cooked into different shapes. And I was like, what the hell? And then like they just dump a bunch of salt on it. I was like, why did they make this taste so good? I don't know. It was annoying.
So yeah, basically smoothie for breakfast. I'll have tuna or grilled meat for lunch, as well
Mhm.
as maybe another
One thing,
smoothie, and then I'll have the same thing for dinner pretty much.
yeah,
Go ahead.
what I would recommend doing is if you can prepare the smoothie the night before. So not necessarily like this is what my dad does is he'll put all the ingredients into the blender except for like yogurt or maybe like a juice. I think
Mhm.
people put that in smoothies. He'll put it in the smoothie and then he'll blend it all in the morning. Just so
Yeah.
like when he wakes up, he's not like throwing a bunch of stuff. Like he doesn't have to cut up anything or like
Yeah.
really put any effort in. It's like literally it's just like smoothie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Interesting.
have the time, you don't have to. I mean,
Oh,
maybe
I
you
have
enjoy
plenty of
doing it in the
time
morning.
the whole day because I don't got anything to do. So we'll see. I like that idea though. Makes it easier for me in the
Yeah.
morning when I wake up.
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Like taking care of your morning self, because you know your morning self is gonna be like worse than like your like
Yeah.
active
Yeah.
daily self.
And it could
Absolutely.
also kind of help you get in like a routine, like a nighttime routine kind of thing,
Mhm.
where it's like maybe you'll prepare your smoothie, then like go read, then go to bed, or like prepare your
Yeah.
smoothie, spend some time with God, then go to bed, like that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a
So
routine every
yeah,
night.
I'll consider that for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so as far as working out, I had basically so I can't, especially in my basement, I can hardly run like half a mile because there's like no air down there. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna basically just try to build up slowly. So I'm gonna have weekly goals. So I'm gonna try to run 6 miles a week. Doesn't matter like how I get that 6 miles, so long as I do it. By
Yep.
the end of the week, I get 6 miles, and then by next week, I'm gonna have it increase by 1 to 2 miles, depending on how difficult the 6 miles was.
Mhm. Yep.
So basically, over time, I'll be running more and more. Um,
Yeah.
and as far as working out, I want to get one like solid workout of every muscle group um, per week. So basically, one good arm day, one good shoulder day, one good back day, one good chest day. I won't do legs because I'm gonna run a lot. Um,
Yeah.
so just so I can kind of like maintain um, my muscle mass that I have, the little
That
muscle
you
mass I
have,
have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark's beautiful physique. Yes, we know
Yes.
about it.
Yeah. Whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
One thing
Um.
that I've realized with like weight training is you gotta like you're saying like with running, you want to go up like a mile a week. I would recommend like setting like that.
Setting that.
Like saying I'm going up a mile a week because like when I'm lifting weights and I'm kind of just like it's not like a major lift, so it's like a curl or something. Like I'm doing
Mhm.
like bicep curls. Like if I don't have a weight that I have like a goal to get to, then I'm
Mhm.
just gonna like stay at that weight and it's just gonna like it's not gonna get any easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I
like
got
every
you.
once in a while you gotta like go through that one workout that's like absolute hell because like it's super heavy. You're not used to lifting that much and you might not be able to do as many reps as you
Yeah.
usually are, but it's like you have to do that or else you're just gonna stay in that one spot. So
Yeah.
it might be one week it's like it's just hell. Like that first week that you increase by a mile, but after that it's gonna be a lot
So
easier.
you're saying like after this week, I increase by a lot more than 1 mile?
No, well I would say like no matter what, go up by a mile. So even if
Well, I was
six
gonna do that
miles is
every week.
hard, go up a mile no matter what every
Yeah.
single week.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it's
what I was
like
gonna
some
do.
weeks it
Yeah.
might be like, whoa, this was really hard, but like go up that other mile
Yeah. For sure.
because you're just gonna stay stuck at that one spot.
Yeah.
It's never gonna get any easier if you don't keep increasing it.
Mhm. It's crazy, like the difference in running on my treadmill and running like at the park. Like it's so
Yeah.
much more difficult to run on my treadmill than it is at the park. So
Mm-hmm.
basically,
Do
what
you
I
have a
would
good
do,
or bad treadmill? Like,
it's
how's your
old.
impact on it when you hit the floor or whatever it's
No
called?
I
idea.
think that's just how it is on treadmills because I hate running on
Oh, I
treadmills.
do
It's
Me
just
too,
too.
but it's just so
It's
much more
so
convenient.
clunky.
It's so much more convenient for me since it's just right there.
Yeah.
Um, but basically, what I do right now is I'll run like today. I ran half a mile, then I did some core. I don't even know what I'd call it, but I did core workouts, and then I ran point 0.4 core workouts, point 0.3 core. Like I just slowly went lower and lower. So point 0.5, point 0.4, point 0.3, point 0.2, point 0.1. And in between all of
mm-hmm.
those, I would do some core because that's one thing that I really want to build is core because,
Yeah,
you know, abs. So
yeah. But abs are made in the kitchen, bro. I swear you can
that's for sure.
do a billion sit-ups, but it's all in the diet.
Yep. and I'd be
That's what
doing a
I've learned
diet too.
recently.
So yeah, that's mine. That's the only goal I had
Mm-hmm.
to work on.
That's a good one. You're inspiring me to possibly go on a run because I don't hate running either. Like I told myself I hate running, but honestly, like that's not
Well, the thing
true.
with you is
I like going.
you don't need to lose weight at
Well, I don't
all.
really care. I kind of like running.
Okay. Well, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
'cause-
don't run. I'm not trying to tell you don't work out. I'm just saying.
Because
Go ahead.
you're just saying what? No.
I was gonna say you might want to focus more on working out, gaining muscle.
Yeah, but I don't really care about that.
Fair enough.
he just wants to be fit.
Yeah, I understand.
Correct.
Because like I have
Then
a
run.
friend, he's not necessarily trying to get like absolutely shredded. He just wants to like be able to consider himself like decently strong, where he's not just
Yeah.
like walking around like wimpy. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily want to like max out,
Yeah, I got you.
doing maxes and like heavy lifts every single week. He's more just kind of like, I'm fine with doing this weight just because I'm still like
At least you're doing
strong.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
That and like, dude, like I could just run up to the square whenever I want because I'm so close to like Dahloneg's like town square here. Like I literally just I like going to the square and that little park that we went to that one time, Mark, where we parked next to the park. You know what I'm talking about? Like running around there and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I love that area,
Yeah.
and it's so pretty up here,
is
especially in the
pretty.
fall time, and it's like perfect weather.
Mhm.
I kind of have no excuse not to.
Mhm.
I like that you have a plan though, Marcus. It sounds great and good advice from Josiah about
Yeah.
running.
Josiah's definitely a my physical trainer at the moment.
I got you, bro.
Thanks, man.
What do you got, Juice?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, for me, I guess the one that I'm gonna work on the most, or I need to work on the most, is probably purity. Not necessarily like with other people, but more just like with porn, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I'm all by myself here,
Yeah.
is kind of how it feels like. So it's not like the group chat we have. It's
Yeah.
kind of more like I'm all on my own, kind of is how I feel. But
Yeah.
I have like a strategy for that. So what I need to do every night is I don't charge my phone next to my bed. I have like a little spot on the other side of the room. I'll just
Mhm.
charge my phone there. I also have I set up all the what is it, like the screen time stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
I set up all that. I just need like when I go back this weekend, I need somebody to set a password for me.
I got
So,
you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I need to do that, and then I think it's just like throughout the day, just trying to stay off my phone,
Yeah.
not like having like an idle time where I'm just like sitting here watching TV. It's more like being productive. So kind of doing those things so I'm not just sitting there thinking about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard sometimes because the environment I'm in is not necessarily like porn is like a thing that people like everybody just does.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
when I
That's
have to, so like I have to interview my brothers or like the brothers in the fraternity. They're not my brothers yet, and so I have to interview them and like I literally just ask them questions. And like the most common question is like, "What's your favorite porn star? Like, what's your favorite like porn category?" Like you talk about like that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like weird. Like I don't have a problem talking about it, but it's not helping me
I
go in the right
understand.
way.
Well, once that's all over with, then you should, I would assume, be back on your like path. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, also, I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a lot better than I was. Like, it's
Mhm.
maybe once a week at most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long
Yeah.
as I stick to the like the strategy I have, so like charging my phone on the other side of the room, setting
Yeah.
up like the screen time stuff, and then like not sitting in my bed with my phone because that's just not a good time to have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I mean,
Once-
that was the
Or
big thing for me was when deleting Twitter is just like being off my phone while I'm in my bed is the large
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
That seeing, like bad images on there, you know.
yeah, because like if I'm just watching something, I want to like be fully into watching it instead of just sitting on my phone scrolling through stuff because then I get bored, and then I've realized that sitting there being bored just literally it just goes straight to it. Like there's no way around it. I just literally that's the first thing I think of doing, and it's like okay, I'm gonna do it now. Like,
Yeah.
so I just need to not have my phone in those situations when I'm like watching something. There's nothing wrong with watching something.
Yeah.
It's just when I'm sitting there and I could be in bed right now, like going to sleep because
Mhm.
it's 2 in the morning. It's like, why am I even still up?
Yeah.
that kind of
So
thing.
two things about that. I think we need like I didn't talk to you at all this week. Like I feel like that's a problem is we need to like talk a
Hmm.
lot more. Um,
Yeah,
like
I've
us
just been
three.
very
No,
busy.
I get that.
Like I was,
I'm not saying like I need your attention 24/7.
yeah,
Maybe I do. I'm just kidding. Um, no, but I'm saying like just even a couple nights a week we need to meet. Just
yeah.
like talk, even if it's for like 5 minutes. You know.
I think that'd be great because, especially like one time that I can definitely talk, even if it's just like a phone call, is when I'm driving back from Eastman. It's like a 30-minute drive. I drive over there almost every day now.
What's it
So,
for? What is it?
it's like, so there's the Cochrane campus, which is like the stupid school where all it's like where all the people who wouldn't have gone to college go to college
I
just
got you.
because it's so easy to get in. And then there's Eastman, the Eastman campus, which is in Eastman, and it's like where all the aviation students go. And
Okay.
so the only reason I'm in Cochrane right now is because it's extremely hard to get into the dorms
Uh-huh.
in Aviation Hall is what it's called, and it's really expensive at Aviation Hall.
Okay. That makes
And I'm
sense.
also taking core classes, and so I drive over
Makes
there
sense.
Gotcha.
like a lot. Like I have classes there Monday and Thursday, and then I drove over there for our pledge meeting. I have to drive over there for all the interviews because all the brothers live in Eastman because they're all flying. And yeah, but whenever I'm driving there, like call you, like I was gonna call Cole last night. I
Mm-hmm.
talked to him on the phone about some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, just like text us before you drive, and if I'm available,
definitely.
I'll talk to you.
We can
Yeah.
yeah just talk about like whatever and just
Yeah.
life and yeah, funny
Um,
things that happen.
Another thing, and again, I don't know if this is just me, but if you're like struggling, just praying, I think would help so much because the past like week, me praying has changed my mood so much, like instantly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just how I work. I don't know, but that's just something that I would suggest.
Yeah, I definitely need to invest a little bit more time in
Mm-hmm.
God
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm investing 0 seconds out of my day currently,
Mm-hmm.
which I need to work on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think another thing that I did is instead of just like sitting my TV remote like right next to my bed, I put it in a place where it's like on the other side. Well, not the other side of the room, but I'm not just gonna like wake up and just like turn on my TV and like something happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel.
Yeah. Can I ask y'all a question?
Go for it.
So
Yes.
like I know like I don't even like remember what we talked about on the first episode of the podcast, but like what is like the main reason why you want to improve? Because like I feel like Mark, you were saying like, oh like well everyone just kind of like wants to improve.
Mm-hmm.
And like yeah, everyone wants to say they want to improve, and then like a lot of people do like get out there and like do what they're going to say they do. But like that's not a good enough answer for me. It's just like oh people do it because they do it. Like
Yeah.
why like what's like the underlying reason? Because like for me it's like it's kind of like it's two things. It's me being a better like trying to create habits to be a better person for like my future spouse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because something you talked about what Reed something that Reed Moore said, our pastor in high
Yeah.
school, that stuck to you. One of the major things that stuck out to me is what he said was it was a purity talk about not having sex before you're married, and I've never really thought about like I've always thought that I was gonna like save myself for marriage, but one of the things that he said to iterate his point was like you'd want your spouse to like be a virgin, so like why don't you think your spouse wants to feel the same way about you?
Yeah.
And I kind of took that logic and like infused it with my like the rest of my life where I want like my future girlfriend and future spouse to like be on top of their goals and to like strive to be better and to like improve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like the point of a relationship to me I feel like is you making them be better and they make you want to be better.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm trying to make myself better for them even though I don't know who that is yet,
Yeah.
That's one
Yeah.
of the main reasons.
I think one reason that I want to is more just kind of along those lines, but it's like making myself more appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like I'm doing it for that person, but it's like I don't know if this sounds selfish, but like I want to do all these things so I can get the best like as you're saying, like spouse possible. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
purity,
Yeah.
physical fitness, like all these things intellectually, so I can
Mhm.
have like the most attractive, the most intelligent, like
Yeah.
as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I'm not gonna like sit here and like act like obviously a part of like physical health is being better when you're older, you know, like the more active
Mm-hmm.
you are is like when you're younger, the better off you'll be as, you know, when
When
you're
you're
in
90,
your 60s and
well, when you're
70s.
120, JP.
Yeah, when I'm 120 because modern medicine, hurrah. Um, but like obviously I'm not gonna sit here in line and say like that's the only part of it because like obviously like I want to look good. Like I'm not a huge person on appearances. Like I don't like dress in flashy clothes. I'm not like a huge fashionista. But like
JP got that drip.
obviously I like want to make myself look better, and like
Mm-hmm.
obviously I want to like make myself look more attractive to girls. So like you know that's a main reason I
Yeah.
guess. It's just like trying like you're saying like that's it for me too. It's like making myself
Yeah.
more attractive I guess.
But yeah, but expanding it from just like physical to also like purity,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
intellectual, like from the job, and then like friends kind of thing. Just like making
Yeah.
yourself more appealing. Because somebody who's just like sits there by themselves isn't appealing. Somebody who like doesn't know anything, just like
Yeah.
stupid, isn't like that attractive. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and then purity wise, I think is attractive just because you're not just a little horn dog. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah, there's something so weird about like people have just been like so complacent with, you know, like their boyfriends or their spouses looking at porn. And I understand if you're like not having a sexual relationship with like your girlfriend and boyfriend, how you can get away with that. But like if you're having a sexual relationship with someone, I don't understand how like that you just like let that slide and like that's like okay with you. Maybe it's not
Mhm.
okay and like they're just putting up with it.
Yeah.
Like there has to be so many comparison issues and so many insecurity issues where like
Yeah.
am I enough, you know, like why do they need to feel to do this?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I think
there's
that's one
something
of
in our
the.
culture that has made no sense for me for a while. Like it makes
I
sense to me
think
why people watch porn, but like why people like let their spouses and like are okay with it, I don't get.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why like divorce rates are so high. Not like it might not be the biggest reason, but I feel
It
it
should be a
definitely
factor. Yeah,
It
affects
for
it
sure.
definitely
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
because it was at 50% of marriages end in divorce. It's like
Yeah.
that's a lot,
So
and I
from
feel like the purity aspect is something that is not helping that because even like if it's not porn, it's like having like sex before marriage in
Mhm.
certain situations is gonna like create like a barrier between like a husband and a wife,
yeah.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
they're never able to like get as close as they want to because there's like that comparison, there's like the performance issue, that kind of thing, and
Mhm.
so they're like never able to like have that actual bond, and so they kind of like get tired of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My reason for wanting to be better is kind of the same way, but it's not just for like a future spouse, but it's for like a future family. Like I want my kids to look up to me. Um, I want to have a good relationship with my wife. But another
Mhm.
thing is I look at the people that we kind of see every day, and like they don't do a whole lot. They have so much time and they don't do anything. You know what I mean? Especially JP because we see each other a lot. But I see.
You mean like the kids our age or like the
Yeah,
adults that we
no,
see?
no, no, no. The kids our age, like we just don't
Yeah.
do anything. You know, most people.
Especially now.
I
Like people
know.
make a lot
There's.
of excuses for not doing things because of Corona and like events being canceled. Because I
Yeah,
mean, what a lot of people's times in college is made up of is going to, I don't know, like fundraising events and fraternity things and, you know, like goofy like dances or like
yeah,
parties. And that's been shut down. And people are like, what do I do? Like
I
I've
know.
the number one question I've been asked here by like new people I meet is like, what do you do around here for fun? Because like people are trying to find something to do
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't find anything productive to do. I guess I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I see two like scenarios of where my life could go, and it's one I could just cruise by in college, like do all right, work out sometimes, probably don't read, like not do what we're doing now, and I could be like average when I get out of college, or I
Mm-hmm.
can do what we're doing now so that I have a better chance of becoming like the person I want to be later in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
very
it's just
true.
kind
Like,
of
I understand what you're saying.
just taking advantage of my opportunity because obviously, again, everyone wants to be better. It's just acting on that, I think, is the key, and acting early.
Mhm.
It's early for us, so
Yeah, I think it's anybody can start to do it, but it's I think I was saying the other week, like the victories and the valleys. When you're run into that brick wall, how are you going to react?
mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that's honestly because anyone can start and then stop and then start and then stop. But
Yeah.
I think it all boils down to that brick wall moment. So right when you hit that brick wall, are you going to stop working? Like, oh, I don't feel like working out today. Like, I worked out so hard yesterday. I'm so sore. I'm tired. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to go. It's too late. It's 9 o'clock at night. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Or it's like purity. You're like, dog, I'm so horny right now. I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Like when you hit that brick wall, how are you going to react?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it all boils down to and what we need to work on together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Again, I think we need to talk more with each other because I feel like we do this podcast. We have the topic that we want to do for the week. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I do my research like Saturday night or Sunday during the day. Like I
Well, I
don't.
didn't do anything for this one.
You what?
I didn't do any for this one. I'm
No, I
being
know. Neither
honest.
did I. But like, just like
Yeah.
doing what we need to do for the podcast like right before, and
Yeah.
instead we need to be like talking throughout the week, even if it's
Mhm.
not for the topic. If it's just for our goals,
sure.
we just gotta do something. Because
Yeah, I think constant communication and accountability
yep, accountability.
is the formula that we want. And
Yep.
so even if like you don't want to say like what you're struggling with at that moment, because it could just be like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed right now. Oh, I just want to sit here and watch TV, but I know I should be reading. Just literally just text and be like, hey guys, I'm at a brick wall moment, like
Mhm.
that kind of thing. Just working on those moments that are the hardest at the hardest point, because right when you get through a hardest point, it's going to be a lot easier.
Yep.
Right when you get through that one point where it's like, oh, I really don't want to do this right now, and it hurts so much, I don't want to do it. But right when you get through, you've like broken that, I guess, seal, and it's so much
Yeah.
easier in the future because you've done it once, you can do it again.
Yep. For sure.
Mhm.
I think the brick wall by yourself, you're just trying to like break it with your fists, like you're just trying to punch
Yeah.
it, like Minecraft. But then
Mhm.
if you have like the account, if you have like the accountability, like let's say you're struggling with like waking up in the morning, you
Yeah.
text JP and I, and we like whatever we do, we help you out with it. We
Yeah.
give you
Instead
like
of
the
breaking down the
pickaxe.
brick wall with your fist,
We give
we
you a
like get a
pickaxe.
team of people and we're like, strategically, how could we break down this wall? And then we're like, we start at the top, and like,
Mhm.
we
Actually, the bottom.
tack. Well, yeah, we could have a civil
Yeah.
debate perhaps about how to take down the brick wall.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
it's the people keeping you accountable and helping you out along the way that's so powerful.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's a Bible verse that says, I think it talks and it says, like one person fighting in a battle is gonna die because he can't protect his back. But if you have two, they can stand back to back and fight
Oh yeah.
together.
Oh, there's somewhere in my book. I'll be right
And
back.
Like
I
the
think
iron
also like it
sharpens
talks about
iron.
like iron sharpens iron, and then like one cord will break easily, but three bound together
Mhm.
is 1,000 times stronger. Like so, I think just us working together on it
Yeah.
in those moments, and it's recognizing those moments, and then having the energy and the willpower to like let everyone know, like let us know, text in the group chat and be like, hey, I don't want to work out right now. Motivate me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good comms.
Good job, JP. I'm proud
People
of you.
don't understand what I mean when I say good comms. I thought that was like a universal term, but I guess it's not. I mean good communications, as in like good things were said, but people don't get.
Yeah.
People just aren't catching my drift. It's so sad.
The struggle, bro. I mean, these people out here.
Because I say good comms too much, and it's just I don't know.
So in the
That's
book
that's my
of,
rant.
I don't know how to say this. Something.
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. Yeah, that.
Ecclesiastes.
It says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up.
Yeah.
So basically,
I think that's
If you,
just like a scary thought.
So basically, what were you
Honestly,
gonna say, Mark?
I was just gonna summarize that because it was confusing to me the first time I read it.
that's just scary.
What's
I don't
What
know
does it
why.
mean to you?
Oh, I was just saying like, if you're by yourself, you have no one to pick you up. Like if you just kind of
Yeah.
keep to yourself and don't come out and say like I'm struggling with this to someone, anyone, then you're
Yeah.
gonna basically fall back down instantly.
Yeah.
Well, you might
There's a
not
lot of
even ever get back up. That's the scary thing that it
It's
was
very
saying
true.
there.
Yeah.
Which
There's a
is
lot of wisdom to be like had in the Bible that like even if you're not a follower of Christ or you're not,
yeah.
follower
You
of
could do
Judaism,
say the
a
same
lot of
thing with like the
a lot of Old Testament wisdom and even things Jesus said, like the Sermon on the Mount applies for a lot of people, even just
everyone.
as
Yeah.
great advice, you know.
Yeah, there was some philosopher that I read in my book that basically he wasn't a Christian, but he followed like the moral structure of Christianity
Yeah.
because
I mean,
it's
pretty much
so
most of our
incredible.
laws in the United States were based off of like a Christian point of view,
Yep.
kind of.
The
No,
At the
definitely.
beginning,
Judeo-Christian morals
Judeo-Christian
that
yeah.
morals and then Greek teleology.
Mhm.
That's the mixture of it. That's what I've been reading
Yep.
in my book.
Very cool.
This
My
isn't a
book's
history podcast though.
That's what my book's about. If y'all want to read it at some point, I can lend it to you.
Very
Have you guys
cool.
heard of the movie The Wandering?
I have not.
The
Have not.
Wandering
What's it about?
Earth. I don't know, but when I was watching that video earlier on the little, like it showed like the size of spaceships, like compared to like a human, and then like the United States, and then the Earth, and then
Mhm.
like the sun. It was
Yeah.
one of them, and I was like, The Wandering Earth. I wonder if it's on Netflix, and it's on Netflix, and I don't know if I should watch it or not.
What's it about?
When the sun dies out, the people of Earth build giant thrusters to move the planet out of orbit and sail to a new star system.
Wow.
Huh.
Crazy.
Very
Huh.
cool.
I've never. That's a new concept that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's Rotten Tomatoes, so might have to watch it just because of that.
Anything else about goals?
We're really off
specifically?
topic.
We are very. Anything
Nothing about goals
specific?
for me, no.
Josiah, anything?
I think we just need to keep checking in on each other.
Yeah, for sure. That's the biggest thing.
That and I think I just need to keep reminding myself of why I'm trying to improve,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
put things into perspective and motivate me.
One thing I do want to say is that this past month and a week that we've been doing this has been like
Yeah.
so like probably the best month of my life.
Well,
Because I'm so like I've never been this productive.
Productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like being productive is so like it's so rewarding. It feels so good.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
talk about
every week I
podcast, but, like the things that I got coming up, like in my future, like that I'm envisioning, like yeah, like it's one of the most exciting times of my life for sure.
Yeah.
Where like I feel like there's like something that big about to happen that
Yeah.
I haven't felt before.
I think it's also nice because at the beginning of the week, I'll like plan out everything. I'm not behind anything, so I'll just have like one project to do, a quiz or two quizzes on Friday,
yeah.
and like taking some notes, and that's it. And I'm able to like plan it out evenly throughout the week, so I'm not doing it all on the last day. And it's nice. It's very relaxing, calming.
Yeah. JP, one thing is I probably won't go to the gym tomorrow because I have a lot to do this week and I haven't been doing it because I've been on my bed watching YouTube too much. So
Yeah.
also I'm gonna vote tomorrow for someone.
No need to disclose who.
Yeah, no, why would I say that?
Yeah, it's not a political podcast.
No, of course not. And I'm also gonna run with my brother probably in the afternoon.
Very cool.
So
Yeah.
But yeah,
in those moments when you're just sitting there on your bed, you gotta text us.
yeah, for sure.
I think that's the moral of this: is those brick wall moments.
Have someone hold you accountable for everything you do.
Yeah, and then I think the other important thing is when you did hit a brick wall moment, you didn't text us, and then you kind of like half-assed through something or something like that, or you messed up purity wise. Like, you gotta tell us.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you're not gonna, you don't have that accountability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable at the start, but I feel like once we get into it, it'll be very natural. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I like this 5th episode. I don't know why.
Yeah,
It
I feel
feels
like
like it
this-
wasn't very structured, but I liked this episode a
It
whole
was-
lot.
JP, you
Yeah.
say that to every episode, I'm pretty sure.
No, this one was special.
Okay, one thing I do want to
I think that's
add.
because you're special, Josiah.
Oh,
Aww.
I don't even
Thank
want
you
to add
so
anything.
much.
No, I'm just kidding. One thing I want to say is I think we should do this like once a month or maybe once every 2 months with a different goal every time. And
Yeah.
once we run out of goals, like once it's like our 5th time doing it, then the next month we go back to our first one, reevaluate it. Or maybe if you need to do that sooner or later.
Yeah.
But I think like
Yeah.
once a month we reevaluate one of our goals. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I think that's
'cause-
great.
Because I think if we just have goals, it's like, okay, so what? But if we can every now and then think about it and be like, all right, what exactly do I need to accomplish this? And then just like over time, see how you've progressed and see what you need to change about that goal.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of
Yeah.
thing, you know? So in probably what, episode 9, we'll do it again?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure,
We'll figure it out.
Don't
9 to
worry
10.
about it, Mark.
Dude, I'm worried right now.
Don't be. Haha.
Worry
No,
about
you're not
it,
worried.
Mark.
All right,
All right.
anything else?
Nope. I think
End
this
it.
has been the 5th installment of the Internal Everest podcast. Thank you all for listening. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please leave them in all the comment sections below.
All
Have
of
a wonderful day, everyone, and find your someone to keep you accountable in those brick wall moments.